Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show.
I'm Dana Dubois.
I'm Lawrence Winterman. That's my best friend.
Best friend.
We're slightly late, but we're here, and it's
Right?
Friday. And my excuse is I was up late listening to the new Taylor Swift album, which rocks.
I was
For
as
fun.
well. And first of all, apologies. I really thought that I had this all scheduled and locked and loaded before I went to bed, but I think it never I must have missed a final click because this morning I was looking all over for it. I'm like, I never scheduled it. So
Dana
it's my
just fell
fault.
asleep in her bed with her phone in hand, her thumb poised over the save button, but never quite making it.
Probably. That would be typical me, wouldn't it?
That
So
sounds about
excited for
right.
we yeah, so excited for today's show. It's Fucked Up Friday. We have
Woo!
Marlon Weems joining us today. I'm so thrilled that he is joining us. This was always God, I'd love to have him on the show. And there's a funny, some funny backstory there that I wrote that and I tagged him and a few other folks of my aspirational, I would love these folks on the show. And he wrote right back and was like, oh yeah, I'll totally come on. So we've been chatting. I cannot wait to have him join us. I mean, we'll wait a few minutes while we intro the show and we wait for him to join. But he'll be here at mere moments. Fucked Up Friday. Lawrence, the news this week, I'm having a real hard time. And so I'm very excited. I feel like this will be like political therapy.
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
two stories. I still haven't decided which one I'm going to feature.
Oh
They're
my
both
God.
so fucked up in very different ways. So, yeah.
Yeah. I have two links. In fact, I'm looking for them here so I can have them at the ready. But I two links for the same basic story that will be mine. But here at the top of the hour, before we get into all the crazy stuff and all the fucked up things that happened this week, even before we get Marlon on, can we just have a moment to talk about how awesome the Taylor Swift record is? It's
Yes,
so
please.
good.
It's
Um,
seriously so good, and I love that she's just like fucking going for it. Like she
yeah,
swears in the song "Father Figure." She talks about how big her dick is. In the song "Wood," she compares Travis Kelsey to a redwood tree. That's the key to unlock her thighs. I mean, Taylor, come on.
I I I pulled up the lyrics to Wood here because yeah, the whole I ain't got to knock on wood because she's so lucky that she's found this guy. So you think it's going to be a typical, Taylor romantic song, but when she sings that his love was the key that opened up my, I know she said eyes as the rhyme, but I was still expecting eyes because it's Taylor Swift, right? And
Hmm.
then I was like, did she just say thighs? And I had to go back and look at, I Googled the lyrics because I couldn't believe she was singing something that was that overt. And it's one of my favorite tracks on the record. It just sonically is gorgeous.
Right.
But
Here's the post chorus, okay? Forgive me, it sounds cocky. He amatized me and opened my eyes. Redwood
yeah,
tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Whew.
right?
Oh, girl. God damn.
Right?
Okay. Yes, Travis.
We all suspected. We all
We all suspected, but damn.
right? And I love it because so much pop music, of course, gets crazy vulgar. These days, Lawrence, these kids listen to vulgar music. We had vulgar music too, but it's not
We have
usually,
vulgar music too.
yeah, damn it. It's not usually tied to romantic music, right? The vulgar music tends to be WAP, the I'm empowered, I'm a bad bitch, you know, that kind of thing. And so I love that this one is pretty overt, but still lyrical. She's not singing about her wet ass pussy, but
Right.
it's quite direct that she's singing about not how much she loves this guy, but also how fucking hot she is for this guy. Oh, Taylor, I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you.
Seriously, good on them.
Yes.
Yay. I love that this album other smarter people than me have noted this, so I can't claim this insight as my own. But this album does seem to be a lot about resolving certain like narrative arcs that have been occurring in Taylor's life for a long time. Like it seems to be kind of like getting some final digs in before putting away all of the revenge
Yeah.
stuff that's been going on. It's the resolution to her long quest for a romantic partner who could be her equal. You know,
Yeah.
it's like her coming into her own power and having some self assuredness. You know, the track
Yeah.
father figure, like so she lifts some George Michael father figure. She credits him as a songwriter,
Yes,
which is amazing.
yes.
And then, you
His
know, she
estate
has
just
this,
got a real big boost.
yeah, and she has this great line, you know, I'll be your father figure, I'll drink that brown liquor, I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. Like she's owning her power full and complete. It is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
You know, I've been obsessed with narrative arcs lately and how they can be, they can take a day, they can take a lifetime. And
Oh,
this one,
Marlon's here, by the way, Dana.
yes, yes, yes. I see him and he wrote me in the chat. Um, one last closing statement, and then we'll bring Marlon on, and I don't know, we can ask him his opinion of the new Taylor Swift record. Kidding, we can get into the politics stuff too, unless you have stuff to say. But uh, because we always want to hear about Taylor and Joy, we have to make moments for it. But right, this is her like closing a chapter, like in a pure state of just like joy and empowerment. And um, it has been quite clear from observing them that this is a man who is not afraid of a powerful woman, who is elevating her and being like, be more powerful, Taylor. Go. Like, I'm right here. I'm also a beast in my own world and life. And therefore, I'm confident enough to be completely fine that you're bigger. Go. And like, I feel like that energy is full front in this album. I just love it. Um, have only had one listen through because, here's something I'll tell Lawrence, and I'm gonna say it here, maybe for accountability. My friend Liz came over last night, and, before there was Gen XC and the Daily Whatever show, many years ago, there was Three Imaginary Girls, which was the, music website that I founded with Liz here in Seattle, and we ran events, and for a number of years, had this huge imaginary empire, just call it that. Loads of shenanigans, like so much fun, so much writing and so many live shows, and really created a community. And I don't get to see Liz that often these days, but she came over last night, Lawrence. She says hi.
Hi, Liz.
And we've been in this sort of like you and I, we have been in this what's going to happen next creative outpouring. Liz comes over and is like, "All right, I have a really big idea, kind of a smaller idea. Do you want the big crazy first, or do you want to hear the practical first?" And I was like, "Oh no, I want the big crazy." And she was like, "We're going to write a book."
Yes.
And I was like, "Yes, we are." And she was like, "Just what you need is another project." It may take a minute, but she was like, "People write music biographies and like tell-alls and behind the scenes." And she's like, and it's frequently from people who are outside the scene and they get the details wrong. And so she was like, we have, thousands of pages archived on our very broken website to pour through, and all of our personal narrative behind it. Because she's like, you're the memoirist. We're going to pull this together into a part documentary of the early aughts in Seattle and also the early aughts in technology, pre-blog,
Oh
pre-web,
my God. Yes. Yeah. Yes, you're writing this
right?
book. We've got pre-orders already. Yanni has said they're going to pre-order it. Yes.
Okay.
I'm all here for it.
I
Let
don't
me
know how
know
that's
how I
going to
can help.
happen. But in the midst of this week where the news has been so bad, I have been spiraling personally of just like, what the fuck? Last night, like some good shit was happening. So there's my narrative arc of the last 13 minutes.
Get
Let's get
Marlon on
Marlon
here, would
on
you
here.
please?
Okay. We should have planned this better because I want to read his bio while he's joining, but I am the host, so I need to do the adding. and I will talk quickly. Marlon is a writer, former finance professional, and entrepreneur. And here he is, Marlon!
Marlon, what's up?
Hey there. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah. Coming through
Okay.
loud and clear.
Loud and
Excellent.
clear. I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh, I'm excited to be able to drop F-bombs this early in the morning.
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. We'll be angry if you don't.
Right. Oh my gosh. So it's been kind of a slow news week.
Yeah, not much going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Oh wait, what do you have on your mug? We're big about coffee mugs.
Oh,
What is yours?
this is House of the Dragon.
Nice. All right.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones merch.
Love it. I love it. Mine is nothing special today, but
Mine either.
That's okay, as long as you got what you need in it.
there I mean, yeah, coffee, maybe some rum. I don't know. Like I gotta
Oh my gosh.
spice it up a little bit.
I've
Thank
got
you,
the-
Morgan X. I see you. Somebody's commenting.
Yes, we have a very lively chat.
Yes,
I see.
the chat is here, and they will absolutely contribute all the way through. So you got to keep your eye on it because
A
they're going to say
lively
some
crew.
shit.
Excellent.
Always a lively crew. And Lawrence, I still can't get in this week. Like, it takes me until about 15 minutes after the hour, and then
That's okay. I'm in. I'm capturing the
okay,
chat.
you're monitoring the chat. Fabulous. Marlon, my admins, all the interns here at the Daily Whatever Show. I'm kidding. Yeah. I'd love for you to do a more proper introduction. I got started with yours.
That's okay.
But why don't you just introduce yourself to the Daily Whatevers?
I was born in Little Rock.
All right.
No,
Okay.
I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. So that's home. My sort of backstory is in finance. And so I was one of the first Black finance professionals in Arkansas. And then, a decade or so into it, I started the first Black-owned financial services firm in Arkansas. And then I ended up, and it's a long story, which, by the way, I'm writing a book too.
Yay!
So,
I'm not
I love
actually
it.
writing it
Yeah,
yet, but I hope.
I mean, you're just thinking about. I've been writing this damn book for 3 years, but life gets in the way and stuff happens, Substack happens, and all of this. So anyway, I end up going to work on Wall Street. Was one of the few Black people to head a trading desk. Incidentally, we were talking about the Howard Lutnick thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just his crazy interview. Sort of a side note, I used to run a trading desk, and our business partner that owned a sizable chunk of the business was Howard Lutnick's firm. And so we were in their building, and his trading floor, or one of them, was above us. So we weren't drinking buddies, but he would come down and shoot the shit. And, so I kind of knew him a little. And so, that's just a whole different crazy thing. Anyway, I mean, that's it. During COVID, I started, after I left Wall Street in, I guess, 2012, I started writing, but it was more, fintech related stuff, what sort of 30,000 foot, what's happening in technology in the markets and stuff like that. During COVID, I started The Journeyman, and that was a little over 5 years ago now, I guess. And so, just kind of hung in there, and, it's sort of like the, if you build it, they will come. It
Mhm.
took them a while, but they started to show up. And so now it's kind of taken off a little bit.
It sure has. The mystery of Substack and the way that it just elevates certain folks into your feed, and then you tell it where you want it to go.
Mhm.
Your work showed up in my feed pretty early, and I was like, your interviews are so good, and just started following your work and found myself being like commenting back a whole bunch. So I was like, we want to bring you on here, and we're thrilled, especially that you're here for Fucked Up Friday. and especially this week. Lawrence, I still can't get in the chat. I have the link here.
It's okay. I'm
but-
here, and I just have asked everyone to touch the hearts for Marlon,
Oh, good.
so we can elevate this chat and get some likes baked in for when we push this live.
Yes. So, Marlon, Lawrence and I are only 5 months in podcasting here, but we do it 6 days a week. So we're starting to learn quite a bit. And the heart actually seems to matter in terms of others finding you. And then when you post it, it comes live as a much more robust story because the hearts travel with you. We like to share the info as we learn it. But Lawrence, Marlon last night posted a story.
I read it.
Great. Did you put the link in the chat? Because it's on the phone. It so quickly.
I pulled it up so I could do that.
Yeah. It's a great story. And I want to start with this question for you, since it's your area of expertise. Oh, figures. Now I'm in the chat, Lawrence. Here I can come in. I fully expected when the government shut down that the stock market would also just nosedive. And have been surprised that it's been sort of a nothing burger. I haven't looked today. I know it's open for today. And then you went and wrote this story of like the stock market ain't the economy. We're not the same thing.
Right.
And I am no finance expert as you are, but stock market thrives on stability, right? That's for the most part, like things that are unstable tend to.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's certainty, we don't got that now. So
Right.
not even close. But it, that's one thing. So yeah, when Trump comes out and puts tariffs on the entire world, even islands with nothing but penguins and shit, that upsets the stock market. But I think now what has happened is, since April, folks have figured out he does shit, but he doesn't really mean it. So he'll put 100% tariff on you, and then he'll go, well, you know what? How about 25?
Right.
So the market just kind of, there's this acronym Trump always chickens out, the taco thing. He does. And they've just sort of got his number. And so that's one thing. But then the other part of it, and I guess I talk about this in the piece that I wrote, there's some other stuff driving stocks that doesn't have anything to do with tariffs. And it's got everything to do with the bill, the BBB. I'm not going to call it beautiful because
I hate that name so hard.
But
so much.
I know I really, just for them making us say that, it just really,
Yes,
they're trolling us, right? But so, and I won't get too deep in the weeds, rather folks can read it, but there's an accounting change that's buried in the big beautiful bill that lets public companies realize cash flow sooner. It doesn't, it's not something that they can really use in earnings or anything like that, but it does sort of juice the stock.
Right.
The way analysts, so a lot of that is holding it up. Pardon me, it's early for me to be this
no, that's
this intelligent. You guys
all
are
around
better at it than me. But no, so the other part of it is that you've got what they call the Magnificent Seven, right? And it's, Microsoft, Amazon, the Facebook, those guys.
Yeah.
That is also because of AI and what everybody thinks is going to happen with AI. Those stocks are really disproportionately counted in these indexes. So they're holding it up. So you put those things together and the market's just kind of shrugging off the fact that we're all paying way too much for food and can't nobody afford nothing,
Right.
And,
all our prescriptions are about to double and triple in cost.
That's sort of the disconnect, right? Is that, eggs cost, like a car note. I mean, we went to buy coffee the other day.
Oh my God.
It's like ridiculous. And I mean, even like my local coffee place is like higher than Amazon,
Yeah.
I mean, than Starbucks. So those things are happening, but the market isn't really focused on those things because in a perverse way, it actually helps the stock market. because companies
So
companies are raising prices, and even if the tariff goes down, they
Right.
still leave the prices the same.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so their margins, right, are even more. So it's just the bottom line is we're fucked.
Yeah. Well, and
I
isn't there, you kind of hint at this in your article, Marlo, that with that accounting change that allows them to realize cash flow earlier, it, it's kind of a like a devil's trade though, right?
Oh
Because it's
yeah,
propping them
yeah.
up now, but it's going to come back to haunt us in a couple of quarters.
Well, it'll haunt these companies eventually because they will have already taken these, they will have already taken these depreciations that they otherwise would have done maybe over time. But
Right.
it's like they're getting the chance to do it all up front. And the one of the problems with the way, this is kind of a capitalism thing, but everything's short term, the
Yeah.
way the markets,
yeah.
they're only really concerned about the next quarter, right? And not the next 5 years, which is why China's kicking our ass because they're looking at like 50 years down the road and we're
Oh,
looking at, next month.
they're building out solar at a scale that dwarfs every other
It,
nation on the earth. Like they are
yeah.
thinking so far ahead.
I wish I'd told my kids to learn Mandarin, because
Right.
it'll come in handy.
Yeah, yeah. When the big financial takeover happens and we all have to learn Mandarin. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. I like this comment from Stephanie in the chat. Is the stock market willingly suspending disbelief? And
It
it kind of
absolutely
feels
is.
that way, that they're just like,
Yeah.
la, 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 la,
That's
la.
one of my favorite terms. I actually wrote something about that years ago, which is a whole different story. But yeah, the suspension of disbelief
Mhm.
is strong, just period. I mean, because look
Yeah.
at what we got here. We got a president that is out of his mind, and everybody's acting like he's normal and he's like an
Right.
excellent businessman.
It's
Right.
so,
Has never been an excellent
He's
businessman.
never
Somehow,
been good at this shit.
never, never.
oh, and yeah, it does feel like, Lawrence and I have told a lot of folks this over the last few months of like, when you point out what you know because you're keeping up with the news on Substack, where you can actually read either citizen journalists or like longtime professional journalists who are here telling real stories that are happening that mainstream media isn't looking at. Like, hey, 2/3 of the former inmates at Alligator Auschwitz are gone and no one knows where they are. And I'm upset about that. Just sort of like, wait, what? Like, you sound like you're the crazy person, but we're always assuring people like, no, you're just paying attention and what's happening is crazy. And it's supposed
Yeah,
to
they're so low.
destabilize us.
And that's what they say is one of the hallmarks of authoritarianism, fascism, it
100%.
just has you off balance all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You're just like, what now? And so it's like the
Right.
other day something it was like maybe the last unemployment report came out and
Yeah.
it was, it was bad for the economy. And my wife goes, I wonder who's going to get fired for that. I mean,
Right.
you're
Right.
just expecting crazy shit all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with the shutdown, there's some set of economic data that's supposed to come out in the next couple days that
No, it's supposed
probably
to come out this morning. So
Yeah.
we,
You
so
write
this
about that in your
morning,
story.
yeah, at 8:30, we were supposed to get, so it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And that, if you think back, a month and a half, 2 months ago, a really bad number came out and Trump fired the lady that is in control, in charge of the whole agency. It's not like she's the one sitting down doing this research, but we were supposed to get, with the payroll numbers, and it's pretty broad, and it's not happened. I mean, I had to really go back and dig to figure out when has this happened before. And the only two other times that I was able to locate, the first time was when Bill Clinton was president and Republicans controlled the House. And it was like Newt Gingrich with this contract with America shit.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they would not pass a clean bill because they were trying to force, these massive budget cuts, right? The second time it happened, Obama was president. Same thing. Republicans were in the House and they were trying to keep Obamacare from getting implemented. And so they shut the government down. And they actually, I think with Obama, they did it like twice, like maybe in, October and November. And then they kind of did like some short-term thing. Then they did it again in December. The interesting thing to me was that, and what actually made me want to go back and look at it was because I remember the first Trump term, we had a shutdown for like a month.
Right.
And I was like, I don't remember BLS not putting out their numbers, right? Well, there's a reason. When the shutdown started, Republicans were in control of the House for like 12 days into it. And then Democrats, I guess, had won the midterms. And so they got control. Everybody got sworn in, right? And the shutdown went over into January. So once the Democrats got sworn in, they just basically made sure that these crucial agencies were funded. And so we didn't miss shit because Democrats always do the right thing.
Right. Take care of business. Yeah.
They take care of business. Right. And so, they're not very good at marketing.
No.
They're not very good at that. But you guys, excuse me, a yard guy's out here cutting my grass.
Oh, no worries.
So
oh yeah, I heard a little.
I'll let him get his business done. I never know when he's gonna show up.
While he's doing that, I want to bring up something from the chat that I did not. There's so much fucked up news this week, you guys. But
what's that?
Apparently, there was an app in the Apple App Store, an ICE blocker, where you could report if you saw an ICE agent in your area, and Apple made the decision to remove the app
yesterday.
No.
Okay, I'm just hearing it now in our chat, and
they are just so disappointing.
If by they you mean all tech companies.
What's the fucking point of being a billionaire if you can't just throw your weight around? I mean, what's the point?
Right.
You could all really get together and totally rule. I mean, but
you've got your fuck you money. What's the point of having it if you can't tell Trump to fuck off?
Right. I'm really interested. As soon as I just read this, though, I'm like, oh, we're going to take over some other app like Waze, right? And use some never used traffic thing.
I mean, there are ways to do it, right? Because
but you have to communicate it.
Gen Z will figure it out for us.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
Yeah, it'll be Gen X, man. It'll be Gen X. It'll be some really tired Gen X person. Like, you guys go repurpose this app, and then the Gen Zs will take credit for it by propagating it on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
That is gross. We are at the bottom of the hour, Lawrence. I think we should step into Fucked Up Friday.
Yeah,
because I know my story. I have a lot to say. I bet both of you have a lot to say. Lawrence, I know you came in with 2 stories. Have you narrowed down yet?
Yeah, I've decided which one I'm going to do. Marlon, so here's the thing, Marlon. For Fucked Up Friday, I think Dana has told you got to pitch your story to the chat, right? You got to sell it to the audience because we're gonna let them vote on who wins. It's the game that everybody loses, even if you win, because the news is all fucked up. And we've also discovered we used to let guests go first because we thought we were being polite, but we think there might be a recency bias, so we've lately started letting guests go last. So it's your choice if you want to go first or last.
No, I'll go last. I'll go
last.
Okay. I want to hear what you guys got.
Yeah, this is our finance guy. He hears the tip and he takes it.
Excuse me, Lawrence, would you like to do the honors, or would you like?
All right, I will go first. So I couldn't decide which story I was going to do. I'm going to tell you the one that I didn't pick really quickly, just because I think it's terrifying, and then I'll tell you my real one.
Okay.
So apparently there's this woman here in the state that I'm currently living in, Indiana, who was a teacher who seduced a bunch of her male students and would have orgies while she was wearing the mask from Scream. Which is the particular kind of perverted, if you ask me.
I think we're done here.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Lawrence, I was not expecting that.
I give up. I got nothing.
That is not actually the story I picked, though. The story that I picked is much, much scarier. So Lev Parnas, who has a Substack,
Right.
posted this morning about how he has heard through credible sources that the point of the general and admirals meeting at Quantico this week wasn't the speech. It was the fact that they used AI face scanning
I heard that.
to basically determine like any eyebrow twitch or grimace or anything,
Uh,
and they tracked who responded badly to the speeches, and those are the people who are going to get booted. And Lev further said in his article that Trump is using this on his own team in the Oval Office, that people are having AI facial recognition determine who is loyal and who isn't loyal, which is in. I mean, it's like the police state, the panopticon, the shit that we've all read about in science fiction, like coming to life. Again, Lev says this. He's credible. He says he got it from credible sources. It hasn't been confirmed anywhere, but
mm,
my God, like what a fucking nightmare if this is the case. Not only are they scanning our license plates, now they have the ability to read our facial expressions. Come on.
mm.
That I saw a glance of that and I was like, what dystopian fucked up shit is this? But I didn't
Right.
get a chance to.
Yeah.
So it's Lev
Hence,
Parnas. Okay.
that is my official entry for Fucked Up Friday. Because if that is true, that is some fucked up shit.
If that's true, I don't think there are going to be very many generals left.
Honestly, yeah. Folks in the
heard.
chat are saying like, "Well, here come 800 firings." Seriously, I think
You
it's going to
know,
be like
in
some
a
shit.
perverse way, that might save us because these guys are so fucking inept. They can't even get. I mean, yeah,
I'm also like, so I use AI obviously for various
yeah.
whatnot. And I'm like, I wouldn't call the technology nascent, but it's like a scrappy teenager. It's irritable, it makes shit up, it falls asleep and hallucinates and pretends like it knows what it's doing when it
Right.
doesn't.
Dana and I talk
Mm.
about this all the time, that this AI is not a product that
Yeah.
that a company would normally be willing to release to the public because it screws up all the time.
Right.
Like
Mm.
there
We
have been
need
a
to
number of
eat a
times
lot
I've
more
asked it to
dog
do
food.
research and it
Yeah.
comes
Sure.
back with something. I'm like, no, I know that's not true.
Well, I'll give you an example. This happened this morning. So I was just sort of double checking to make sure that the unemployment number in fact was canceled or delayed.
Mhm.
And Perplexity is one, right? So I use that app for certain things, and then you got Chat GPT. And so I asked Perplexity, and it told me, oh yeah, that's at 8:30 today. And then I said, yeah, but what about the shutdown? Oh, well, actually it's canceled, and so you just
Yep.
have to, if you don't ask the right way,
Right.
right, it just sort of reflects back what you ask. And
Yeah.
so I always try to get sources. Like when I use Chat GPT, that's kind of what I use it for. Find me an article about such and such. Or sometimes I'll have a quote in a story and I'll forget where I got it from, and
Mhm.
it can find it for me. So those are the kind of things to me that I find useful, but I'm not going to let it write my memoir for me.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
No,
Marlon,
it can give
has
you a
it
great
ever
outline.
have you ever found it so I've had a number of times where I've said like, I need to do this research, please find and cite your sources,
Mm,
and it'll come back and it'll provide sources that look real with links. And then I
mm.
click on the link and it doesn't exist because it's not actually a real article. And I've had to
I
tell it like,
I
do
haven't had
not make
that.
up sources.
What I've had happen is it'll give me a source like the Times of India, and I'm
Right.
like, no, you know what? let's
Right.
let's not use them anymore.
Right. No
So it
disrespect to
can
the Times of
find
India,
it
but
can
like
find you bad sources.
right.
Right. I will write this story one day because now happened months ago. But Lawrence knows about this that I was on a Facebook dating, and there was like, "Hi, I'm your new AI dating app," and it literally tried to lure me out of my house to go meet a guy who didn't
Mhm.
exist. I mean, I knew it was fake, but and I was like, "Are you making this up? Is this supposed to be practice?" No, he's really there. He's a big Pearl Jam fan. He wants you to meet him outside the Crocodile at 7 p.m. He'll be in a Pearl Jam t-shirt, like. And not only that, it was a local band because I used to run a local music website, and it was like name checking local bands that he was a fan of that he wanted to take me to see. People I'm friends with on Facebook are in these bands. Like it was so insidious. And when I was finally like, I know you're lying to me and that this person doesn't exist, it was like, you got me. This was a simulation. I
Right?
have all the
Okay.
screenshots. I have all the receipts. Like, so the idea that AI would look at the like top brass military, like the ultimate like line of defense of our country, and allegedly in a room of 800 could read 800 faces at once and come back
Well, you know what? To me,
disloyal is
even
absurd
if
to
it
me.
could, I saw the pictures. All these fucking guys had the same expression.
Right.
So it was
Right?
hard.
I don't know what you get out of that because these
Yeah.
dudes all look like they were chiseled out of rock or something.
Right. They were all serving nooch.
Yeah.
They were. Here, let's do it. All three of us right now. Let's be total nooch. Who's the disloyal one, huh?
Right. Which one of us gets fired?
Oh my God.
The
So
black guy.
Dude, right?
That's the default, dude.
I
Come
don't
on.
know, man. We got an interesting. Is it the black guy, the gay guy, or the woman?
That's a toss up. That's a coin flip.
what if we tell you we're both Jewish? Does that impact the
Right, right.
Okay, I'm
We're
the
both
lowest
over
man standing.
55.
I think we're all, if there are 800, the three of us are out. We'll just put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, we would not get far.
We are definitely not.
That's almost like a really bad joke, right? You know,
Honestly,
black
yeah.
guy,
It's-
two Jews.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the start of a really bad joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, this is why we all got to band together. You know, like
That is
I
correct.
constantly am talking about back when Reverend Jesse Jackson ran for president and his Rainbow Coalition. I'm sure you remember.
Oh, of course.
And, you know, like, why aren't we doing that? Like, why are we not talking about, like, all of us, everyone who isn't them getting together and ganging up against them? I still don't get why we're not making alliances across.
Well, I kind of think, well, you know, in a sense, Democrats, you know, because it's a pretty diverse tent. However, you know, and it's just my opinion. I just think we've got a lot of old folks that won't get out of the way and let the kids run. You
Right.
know? You know, Chuck,
I'm with you.
I mean, look, for their time, they were great. And I say this as the oldest person in this room.
Maybe.
They just are not up to speed. They, you know, it takes too long. Chuck Schumer can't read anything without his readers. He can't just get up and do like AOC, for example.
Right.
And so, you know, when I ran a trading desk, we used to talk about you got to have athletes, right?
Yeah.
And these ain't the athletes that
No.
we need.
These
need
are the
folks
I'm
like,
going to write
you
another
know,
sternly worded letter. Like,
yeah,
man.
you know, if I hear that one more time, I'm gonna, you know,
Right.
scream. But yeah, I just
With you,
think
man. Bring the
Democrats,
Spitfires.
we have the ability to do just what you're saying, but we just our leadership is so fucked up, y'all. That
It's so fucked up.
that's what's killing us to me.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, you don't want folks to die, but please move over and just make room.
Retirement's nice. I'd like to
Yeah.
retire.
It's
Yeah.
not like they need the money. I mean,
Right. Chuck Schumer's fine. If he retired right now, he could go live a life of luxury.
sure,
You
Right.
know,
but I think, you know what though? One of these folks, Hakeem Jeffries might not get to retire. He might get retired because I saw the numbers of how Mamdani did in his district. And I saw, what was it? It was yesterday. I think maybe it was Lawrence O'Donnell. I forget who that was talking about how, oh no, it wasn't. It was a good friend of mine, Danielle Moody, was talking about this. I watch her YouTube show, and she pulled up this article where Hakeem Jeffries now is trying to get the, I think it's J Street, that's kind of like a sort of, you know, more liberal Jewish lobby. He's trying to get their endorsement. He's been taking money from AIPAC for years.
oh God.
But he sees the writing on the wall that he's probably in trouble in New York. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
when
going to get his ass
I assume
fired,
he's
for
up
sure.
for re-election, but you know, soon.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that's going to have to happen to wake some folks up, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you know, House members are reelected every 2 years, right? Like he is in trouble in 26, and there's no getting out of that. So yeah, it'd be a weird kind of, I don't know if it's poetic justice or irony or whatever, but like if the Democrats retake the House, but Hakeem gets primaried and isn't then, the majority leader because he lost his seat, it's
Andrew,
it's crazy.
Let me be clear. I see. I think it's Stephanie. No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not knocking J Street. What I'm pointing out is he's trying to put some distance between himself and AIPAC,
Yeah.
which that is why he hasn't endorsed Mondani. So I mean, that's just my view on it.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't want to piss those guys off, but he can't. How can it be that this guy's in New York and he hasn't endorsed the guy that's going to hopefully win the mayoral?
Right. And
clearly.
right, like no Democrat in leadership should be shying away from a Mamdani endorsement. It's not for as long as they have. Like it doesn't look right, and it's going to backfire on
What
them.
the fuck happened to vote blue no matter who?
Exactly.
Well,
Right.
boy,
Well, it's
I
the
got so
brown
many
guy.
text messages telling me vote blue no matter who.
Right.
Right.
Oh, but
Oh my
not the
God.
Muslim guy.
Right.
Yeah, there was a little fine print that I guess I missed.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God, you're so right about that. The vote blue no matter who.
I
is,
know, right?
Like, right. Until it's someone who isn't establishment and we didn't really endorse.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Oh,
And
we
it's
didn't mean
brown.
them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's really sort of unmasked a whole lot of hypocrisy, and
Yeah.
It really
it's
has.
just really a bad look.
Yeah.
And
If we are lucky enough that we get to write a history of this moment in time, like there's no way that you can write that history without acknowledging how absolutely like shittily incapable the Democratic Party was of mounting any kind of organized opposition. Like I do not understand how we could fail to meet this moment so profoundly. Like we couldn't fail more if we were trying to fail.
It gives me the impression that some people like the battle more than they like the victory.
That's
If
right.
that makes-
Oh,
That's right.
they just like the whole little, I mean, think about it. If you can't get people to vote against this shit,
Right.
I mean,
right.
come on. What the hell?
Oh, Kat just wrote in all caps, "We are the historical record. Literally everything we say here is going down in a record. We are making history right here."
Indeed.
Unless Substack gets taken over completely by Andreessen Horowitz and deletes all the
So
liberals.
I wrote this story, not this last one, but before, I guess the one before kind of talks about the, the whole Substack thirst for celebrity.
Oh, I read that one. Yeah, that was great.
And it's what happened was I started writing out of anger. Different, I used to shout at the TV and, just sitting up during COVID, cursing out whoever was saying some shit that was, just objectively false. And my wife used to say, well, and she was really trying to get me to shut up, but the way she did it was, you ought to write that down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Have you ever thought
That's
about
why that
writing
marriage
down?
works.
And so that's what caused me to start my newsletter. And so the other day, you just get pissed off because I've been on this platform for 5 years, and I'm looking, and look, it's no shade on all these famous people that come on the Substack. It's just that, didn't we say we didn't like MSNBC?
Right.
Weren't we mad at traditional, media? And now they're all here, and folks are just like talking up money at these folks. I mean,
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
okay when it's the dissidents. Or
I'm
people who are
okay
getting.
too. It depends
Yeah.
on who it is. I mean, but why are you paying the Bulwark $100 a year?
Right.
I don't know. That's just me. I don't know what those guys. I mean, there's some never Trumpers that you can see on TV pretty much for free. So I just,
Yeah.
so I get worked up about this stuff, and I just, start writing. And my wife's my editor because I got nobody else, and my
Oh,
kids
that's
don't want to read my
awesome.
shit. So I give it to her, and I didn't realize, but it was like 3,500 words. And she's like, "You ever think about maybe cutting this up into?" She's like, I don't know, maybe it's me, but I think after about 500 words, people are not going to read this. So that's what I did. So that piece was like one of maybe three. And maybe the next part will come this weekend, which talks about just the money part,
Yeah.
And
Right.
in a way, and I hope you guys, and I know I can go on about this, but I said 5 years. And so when Notes came out, this platform, I'm 3 years into my newsletter. I've got maybe 1,000 subscribers, and this is a growth machine
Yeah.
right here. And I started getting subscribers because people started finding me here. And I'm an old, not that old. Let me just say that. But I used to run a quantitative trading desk. So I'm like, what's happening? Why am I what's going on? Where are these people coming from? And they
Yeah.
were coming from Substack. And it's just people like you. We never would have found each other if all I was doing was emailing my newsletter.
Right.
And so I just had this tremendous spike in subscribers. And then you've got followers who maybe they just don't want to get emails. And that's in addition to your subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of break all that down. And for as much growth as I've had, that I'm happy about it. And everybody, please subscribe. I'm not trying to
Yeah. No,
discourage you,
please subscribe
but
to Marlon.
then you look at what happens when you show up and you've already got a million, an audience of
Right.
millions of people, right? And so anyway, it's just haves and have-nots, just as in society, right?
It's really
I'll
interesting,
get off my
Marlon.
high horse.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
because in the article you talk about Joanne Reed, right? And
Yeah,
her being here. And last week we had Karen. We were so lucky to get Karen Attia on the show.
right. I know.
And with her, I feel like she's one of the good ones who was clearly and explicitly like, I mean, not that Joy isn't. Joy is amazing.
Sure.
We love her. But I feel like, part of what Karen is trying to do is basically like raise money for the fund that she's going to need to go against
Right.
her dismissal. And so, it's so interesting because we like to elevate smaller voices on Substack for sure. And there are also legit reasons, but you're right, with a lot of the like Lincoln Square guys or whatever,
Yeah.
Lincoln Project guys, I can see them on MSNBC, like why do I got to subscribe
I think
$5 a
the
month to there?
reason, sort of the hook that gets them here, is like what I was saying earlier. This is a freaking growth machine.
Yeah.
You don't have, I'm sitting in my kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And I got an iPhone. That's all you need.
Right.
And I'm close to 14,000 subscribers now. I'm trying to get to 20.
You'll help them get to 20. Yep. I've been seeing your posts about that. And I love it.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a YouTube channel, going back to what you said earlier, just in case Substack, because
Yeah.
hedging my bets, right?
Yes. Yep. We should talk. We're going to talk offline.
Let's do that.
Here's what I love about this moment in time on Substack, though. I hear you. The optimist in me has I love that I can hear from liberal professional journalists who have, with great intention, come here, either because they were fired or because they morally couldn't cope with what was going on at their traditional legacy media place, like The Contrarian. Awesome source of news. I love that they're right alongside medium-sized niche content creators who Erin in the Morning, anything related to transgender news, she has it first.
Yes.
It's always accurate and it's excellent reporting, but it's indie reporting, right? It's not, she didn't come from, I don't think, a big publication. And then you got small stackers like us who are we have a lot to say and we want to make an impact. And right now we're all kind of accessible to one another. I don't know that that's going to last, but Karen Attia came on the show because I commented on her story and was like, I'd love to help elevate what happened to you. It was right after she got laid off.
Mhm.
And Lawrence laughed at me. He was like, you think we're going to elevate Karen? She's kind of a lot bigger than
I was
you.
like, friend, I've been reading her columns for years now. I'm not sure that,
We're-
she needs us to
just,
elevate her
to your
story.
point, Dana,
but there she was.
there's a woman that she's the chief economist for Redfin, the real estate guy.
Yeah.
And same thing,
Based
I
on-
saw that she was on Substack, and I just lobbed hey, here's who I am. This is what I'm doing. Would you do a live with me? And it took a while. I mean, she kind of responded, and then at some point she comes back and says, "Hey, this kind of fell through the cracks. Let's do something." So, I mean, it's access that we would not otherwise have, really.
Yeah.
That is my hope, that we always say the rising tide lifting all boats, saying that, like,
Yeah.
that we see that happening here, and we feel like we've built this great community. And I think that some of the ones who are being good citizens here on Substack, they want to get involved with the kind of smaller stacks and help elevate us. I mean, Lawrence interviewed Joe Walsh the other day, like,
Right.
yeah, on a different channel, but like
With my buddy Nick.
With
should be
Nick
said.
Parra,
He's
who's
the
here
one
in
who
the chat,
scored
yeah.
Joe Walsh.
Yeah, he's the one. But like, we know Nick because he comes to our show. Like, we never would have met otherwise. So it's forming this amazing community. And my fear is, with the money that's coming in and the sources where the money's coming from,
Somebody
that
in
this
the
moment
chat
is
just
not going
said
to last.
something funny
But right now,
about
and
the
Marlon, can you
rising
stay
tide
on a little
lifting
late?
all boats. It's nice if you have a boat.
Right.
I don't got a boat.
Yeah, no. I think in this metaphor we're hoping that our Substacks are our boats.
Yeah, if our Substacks, if
I think, you have a boat, Marlon. You've got an audience here.
yeah, I kind of do. I can't complain that much. I'm just an impatient kind of
Right. Hey,
person.
Marlon, we should probably get to Fucked Up Friday. Are you okay hanging on for a couple extra minutes? Is that okay with
Yeah,
you?
sure.
All right.
One more thing I want to point out. Nick, who we've been referencing, is in Arkansas, and he asked in the chat if you want to run for office. I think you've got a
Dude,
big
let me tell you,
volunteer.
the skeletons would kill us all.
I mean, that's what I say about me, right?
Yeah,
People are like,
you know
"You
what,
run for
though?
office?" I'm
and,
like,
and I will say this, sort of to what I'm 67. We don't need 67-year-old guys. We need like 37-year-old folks. Honestly, I'm flattered to be thought of in that way. And, if I'd had my shit together 25 years ago or something, maybe. But at that point, I was chasing capitalism. So,
yeah.
But I've thought about it. But then I'd have to live in Arkansas. So I don't know, man. I don't think I could go back. I really do not.
Oh, where are you now? For some reason,
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like halfway to the deep south and not as much.
Hey, they got professional seats in
It's not
South Carolina.
landlocked. I'm literally on an island just in North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah.
Minding my own
professional seats there
business.
too.
Trying to just
I hear ya. I love this quote from, oh my God, the chat's going so quickly, I can't hold it up. Noble Blend says, Dana, the bigger and stronger that we become, the harder we are to get rid of. Build this community, girl. We got you.
Nice.
So we got boats. Every one of you in this chat here is like on the boat with us. We're all here. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
I also put a link to my Fucked Up Friday story, if that's okay. Can we shift to story number 2?
Yeah.
I actually have 2 links. Oh God, now I've lost the first one I put in. They're the same topic, and they are 2. So, oh my God, everything. My computer sounds like it's about to like take off on the runway. It's and my chat here is also lagging. It's at the Substack. Money powers that be are like, this boat's getting too big. We're gonna slow it down. Choppy waters. So there's so many. The meta story, the thing that's freaking me out all week, was stated to that room full of generals who were having their AI faces read of, we're using the liberal cities to train our military. Like, I'm fucking wrecked by that statement. But the story that I've put in here, is specifically about Chicago, which is I think the first one that they went after. So they've mentioned Chicago, it's coming to Memphis, coming to Portland, where I'm supposed to be in 5 days to take my daughter on freaking college tours.
Mm.
For a city that I'm like, here's something I'm saying out loud. I'm not sure we can go on that college tour because the city is invaded by our own government, hostile government, right? But my story that I have here is a specific story about, I can't tell if the link went through. You all are this.
We got it.
Okay. That in the dead of night, that Black Hawk helicopters came and invaded an apartment building in Chicago, like ICE workers, like terrorists, banged down knocked doors down, grabbed kids out of their beds,
Yep.
and grabbed their parents and zip tied them. Like someone, I'm sorry, I can't remember who in Substack said it's like the papers, please moment. Except
Yep.
they didn't wait for the
They
papers.
didn't ask for papers though.
Right.
No, they tied them
And I
up.
guess they were putting them in like U-Haul trucks and
They
stuff.
threw them in fucking
U-Haul
U-Haul trucks, which is like, hello, those are the train cars. I mean, the parallel is 1,000% the same. There were no safety guidelines. They're stacked in like fucking sardines, presumably dark. They don't know where they're going. I read that some of them were naked because they were asleep, even the children. And they hauled them off to complete
Who knows
the sentence we
where?
don't know. And, I know there's a lot of talk, like Portland is being very adorable about them being invaded. They're having a naked cycle parade for the ICE people who are standing guard. They're showing up in like furry costumes because it's Portland. It's weird. And they're like, the social media posts have been outrageous about, here we are in war-riddled Portland. It's 25 minutes to get a seat at my favorite breakfast place. Please send help. Like, they're being weird and awesome, and I love it. Because Portland is like my little kid sister, right? When you live in Seattle, typically Seattle's about 20 years ahead. So when I go to Portland, I'm like, oh, it's still charming here in ways that Seattle has outgrown. But like, if they come in the middle of the night and start snatching people,
That's
with
really
this kind of military power, your furry costumes and your irreverence about all this is dead. And the fact that this is the fucked up part, the most fucked up part, all of that is excruciatingly fucked up. But the most fucked up part is I can't find almost any mainstream news coverage of it. The 2 links I put in here, local news in Chicago that Melissa
that's all I
Corrigan found
saw
for me.
was like local news.
You know who fucking covered it, you guys? People.
Right.
The Gossip Rag wrote a story about it. I saw Salon had a story about it. But this should be plastered everywhere. Like he said it directly in that speech. I didn't listen to it. I saw a quote of it on Substack, full disclosure, but it was from Melissa Corrigan. If you're not following her, you should. I'm not sure. I don't think she's in the chat today. She's often here.
What was the name?
Melissa Corrigan.
Okay.
Counter Story Media.
No, I don't think I'm following.
Oh.
I'll put a link in the chat.
Yeah, she's amazing. Also, Descent in Bloom wrote an incredible story about this, like the kidnapping the kids out of their home at 1 a.m. and then just like leaving the building behind in shambles for the folks who were not disappeared in the middle of the night. Like, this is like, I mean, there are direct books out of the Diary of Anne Frank about they came and they disappeared people in the middle of the night. Like, this has me really shaken all week because the fact that it's no one is talking about it in the news, so that when I go to people and I talk about it, they're like, Dana's just radicalized because she lives in Seattle and she's so liberal now. I'm like, I'm literally not. I'm a pretty moderate to liberal, but not leftist Democrat. Like, there's people way further left than I am out here. But like, I think disappearing kids, anyone in the middle of the night and shoving them into U-Hauls and carting them away with no due process
without due process
is very bad. I'm kidding, being very hyperbolic and ironic on the very bad. It's catastrophic. It's devastating. We're losing words in the English language for how fucked that is. So that is my fucked up Friday pitch. I know I said a lot of things through there, but my story is this raid in Chicago, and the fact that it is not worthy of national coverage because, I mean, it's obviously being silenced, right? Like, That's my fucked up Friday story. Lawrence, take the mic. Oh, sorry,
Well,
Marlon, take the mic.
yeah, Marlon's up.
Marlon, go.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You guys have made it pretty. I should have gone first.
No, I know you're gonna bring it. Let's hear
So
what you got.
so this is actually something I read this morning, and I'll have to dig it up and just follow me, and I'll put it in my feed. Because I can't remember who posted it. And it wasn't a story, it was really an in-person kind of thing in New Mexico. And this woman was saying that, she was just talking about how there's so many ICE agents driving around in she said there's so many, out-of-state license plates, and they're fleet cars, and it's pretty obvious that they're that it's ICE, and it's these contractors, right? Huh. She's in line at Walmart, and these two black guys are behind her. They don't know each other, but they kind of strike up a conversation, and she's just hearing it. Turns out they both are working for ICE. One of them is ex-military, and he's talking about how they've given him a car. They've paid him like a six-figure bonus. They've, done all this stuff for him to take the job. The second guy he's been let out of prison early. And basically the conditions are, as long as you do whatever we tell you to do, you're good. And they gave him some money and a car and all that too. We don't know. And the point she was making, that to me, I thought to myself, man, this is really fucked up. What if the reason these guys are wearing masks it's because there's so many freaking ex-cons that are in ICE that they don't want us to be able to identify these people, right? I mean, I wrote a story right after the election, and my thinking was they're going to scoop up all these undocumented people, and rather than just deport all of them, they're just going to lend them out. Because you got these private prison companies that are pretty much running the show as far as detention goes. So what if they're doing the same thing with because the problem they have is they don't have enough agents for all the folks they want to get rid of.
Right.
And so that is a story that's word of mouth, but if true, is like so fucked up that we could have. I mean, we don't know if that guy was a rapist, a murderer, or what. And I am hearing stories that are verified of guys that, are trying to rape women, that are, posing as ICE agents. I've read stories of a couple of guys that were ICE agents that are doing really crazy shit. And so, that was like the first thing I saw on Substack this morning. And I've been thinking about it all morning. I guess, so the second thing, if I could just throw this out there, and I don't even know what to make of this, we talked about it earlier, is Howard Lutnick. So Howard Lutnick is, for those who don't know, he's the Secretary of Commerce. I think I mentioned this earlier. My first job actually running a sizable trading desk, our company was part owned by his company. So I'm still in touch with a lot of my guys that used to work on my desk, and we're just like, what the fuck happened to Howard Lutnick? Because he's just saying and doing stuff that is so like out of pocket that nobody knows what's going on with him. So yesterday he has this interview with some podcast, and he gets to talking about the Epstein files, or just Epstein, period. And I had heard that he lived next door, but he's so stupid. He literally gave his address out. It's like what street he lives on. Who does that, right? And he starts talking, and everything he's saying about Epstein is in total opposition to what the DOJ is saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, so if it's fucked up, but not in a bad way, he fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he just said, oh yeah, I went to this dude's house, and in his dining room, he had a big massage table. You know, and
Right.
and
Oh my God. I saw you sent me that link this morning, Marlon, and then he was just
crazy.
and it's the good kind of massage.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. It's just so skeevy, man. And why he would tell that, I just even in private conversation, I wouldn't let anybody know.
Right.
But you just wonder what in the world is going on with this Epstein stuff, right?
Oh my God.
I mean,
The
look,
length they are
the
going
idea
to.
nobody believes, what the story is that, okay, there were like thousands of women that were abused, and this one guy did all of it.
Right.
Oh, right.
I mean,
Right.
look, come on.
Right.
In spite of
Ain't
all the
nobody
Wasn't
that
photos
Ghislaine
and all the
either because,
testimony.
she had no idea what Epstein was doing, right?
you know.
Yeah. None of it tracks, none of it scans, none of it makes any sense. It's
So
not
somebody
believable.
asked if Ludnick drinks too much. I remember when he wanted to be Secretary of State, and my little. So I have it's all these guys that I used to work with that used to be traders. There's not that many I don't know how many. It's probably even fewer black traders on Wall Street now. And so I kind of call it the Society of Black Ex Traders because it's like black yachtsmen, right?
Right.
There's not many. And so and so, we'll get on the phone and we're just like, what's up with Howard Ludnick? Right? It's not alcohol. I just think he's a dumbass. I mean,
Yeah.
they just happen to be really good at one thing, but not really good at politics at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so is he going to get fired? Like, that's a fucked up story, but kind of in our
Well,
favor.
the problem is he's a billionaire, and Trump likes billionaires. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they fire him. It is just very strange, and I don't know what category to even put it in.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I do want to point out there's another I love Marlon. This is so great. You've gotten so many thank you for bringing Marlon on.
Well,
Marlon's
thanks.
awesome. People are just loving your commentary here. And
Well, I just kind of have I got a fucked up perspective on stuff. I mean, because
You're one of us, man. You fit right in.
You're just not going to run into very many progressive ex Wall Street black ex Wall Street traders. I mean, it's like,
right?
It's just not a category that you're going to find a lot of people in.
Right. You're like one of one, basically.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It has been fabulous talking to you, and we need to vote now, you guys. This is how it works. So, Lawrence, you went first. So why don't you recap? We're going to each say our titles of what we think was the most fucked up story of the week. And then you all in the chat write the name of the person who you think had the most fucked up story. We have a very scientific method of calculation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marlon, we got PricewaterhouseCoopers in the background ready to tabulate all the votes. Along with all of our interns.
Okay.
So my story was that the reason behind the big meeting with all the generals and admirals and Flagstaff at Quantico was to scan their faces with AI and determine who doesn't like what they heard from Hegseth and Trump, and then fire those guys. So that's the story that I submitted for Fucked Up Friday. If you're voting for me, put Lawrence in the chat.
Okay, and my story was, the fact that Trump has authorized the military to use liberal cities as a training ground, and they did it in Chicago. They raided a building at 1 a.m. and hauled a bunch of kids and families zip-tied in a U-Haul to we don't know where, and the mainstream media is not covering it.
Okay. Short and sweet. Mine was ex-con ICE agents in New Mexico.
Right. That they're bringing ex-cons in.
Yeah. That they're basically letting folks out of prison.
Yes.
To be ICE agents.
Every single one of them is equally horrific, Dana, but they're all fucked. There's so many. I can't vote. They're all fucked. Oh, there's a few for me here. Dana, equally horrible. A few for Marlon, a few for Lawrence, Dana, Lawrence, Dana. Dana, it's all about the kids. The kids thing, we all lose. Yes. Marlon.
Right. The game that
Dana,
nobody
but
wins.
we're all fucked up. Marlon, hands down. Marlon, hands down.
Dana and Marlon and Lawrence. Okay.
Dana, but Marlon is a close second.
Marlon wins, but all are horrible. I
This
think
is
it's
This
so
kind
is
of a
fun.
fun.
legit tie. They're all pretty freaking horrible.
Yeah.
I think we're going to proclaim this week as I'm not exaggerating. Like we started this because we were like, we don't want to be boiled frogs. And if they had gone from day of election to ICE invading a Chicago apartment building in the middle of the night in a military helicopter, people would have revolted. But the
Mm.
frog is like cooking and cooking. And so this week we have a touch base every week on what's happening so we don't forget.
Yeah.
And I think this was the most catastrophic week yet. Like,
It's bad. I mean, honestly.
yes.
And especially yours. I mean, because when I saw the videos of it, it's just very difficult to conceive that something like that would even happen. And what bothers me the most about a lot of this is you're just like, uh, you find yourself asking, is somebody going to do something? And then you realize, shit, I guess I'm the somebody. Because
Here we
nobody's
are.
coming to, I think as Obama, nobody's coming to save our ass,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. No,
I mean,
exactly.
and I
Like,
guess our weapon, this is our weapon, right? Is writing shit and doing this kind of thing. Until they unplug us.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
No,
We'll
and
just keep hopping
when they
from
unplug us,
sources.
I think we got to figure out that, torches and pitchforks, right? And
Hey,
mutual aid societies and, helping your neighbor and, figuring out how we fight back. But I think you're right. Like, we all keep looking around waiting for someone to come along and lead us. And, it's that saying that we've been saying for years now, like, we're the ones we're waiting for. Like, it
yeah,
is us. Because the newspapers, corporate media has sold us out, big tech has sold us out, you know, like Obama, George W. Bush, like any previously elected leader doesn't seem to be willing to stand up and kind of put their neck on the line. Like
I'm
we,
not even, you know what, Lauren? I'm not even sure what, I mean, I see Obama doing, speaking and doing Obama shit. Other than that, I don't know what he can really do.
yeah, right.
I just feel like it's somebody, you just keep saying, somebody do something. And it's like, no, I think the only thing, and this might sound kind of radical, the only thing that is really going to get the attention is this. Look at what happened with Kimmel.
Yep.
When folks start voting
Yeah.
with their goddamn money,
Yep.
you know what? You let Disney lose 4 billion in market cap, and somebody's gonna get a phone call.
Yep.
And Mark Cuban actually pointed out something really interesting that I posted, I don't know, maybe a week ago. These affiliates that, well, we're just not going to show Kimmel. Well, guess what? They're not
did.
going to get the good shows anymore because nobody's going to want to put their shows on an affiliate that at it, if they don't like the show, they just won't show it. So
Plus, they lost local
all
advertising
this shit is
dollars.
going to streaming anyway,
Yeah.
terrestrial. So yeah, I just think that's what's going to get the attention. And I don't know how it
How do you
happened.
feel about a general strike,
We're
Marlon?
kind of, I was just going to, you took the words out of my, I think general strike is the kind of thing. But the problem is we're just all so scattered, and doing different things.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be retired, but, you wouldn't know it. But I don't have like a job, that I can't.
Yeah.
So if I sleep till noon, nobody's going to care. But it's got to be where, I think it was overseas somewhere that a bunch of Microsoft employees just threw down the gauntlet over Gaza, and said, and so that's the kind of thing it's got to be economic. And it's been done before. I mean, you think of the Montgomery bus boycott. I mean, that
Yep.
shit lasted a year.
Right. Right. No, that like,
And those were, those are poor ass black folks in the South that pulled that off.
right.
So
And who banded together to make sure that people still got to work,
still
right?
got
Like,
rides to work.
if you had a car, you offered rides to people so they could get
Exactly.
to work. Yep.
And to a large extent, I think we've forgotten how to do that kind of stuff. But I told somebody the other day, I mean, I think about where we're at. This is crazy. I grew up during Jim Crow because I'm older, right? And so living in Arkansas, I didn't go to school with white people till I was in the 7th grade, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just the way things were. So you didn't walk around feeling sad or bad. It was just, you didn't go to school with white people. You didn't think about it, right?
Oh my gosh.
Now that I'm looking back, it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But my parents weren't famous or anything like that. They weren't civil rights leaders, but they were marching every Saturday, going to the Capitol, getting their asses kicked, you know? So I'm just sort of thinking, we ain't got it that bad. There's a lot we can do, you
But
know?
let me ask you a question. So I write science fiction. I'm working on a book that's sort of like a future, dystopia. The U.S. is broken up and everything.
Mm.
Like, if the Republicans had, like, don't you think they would bring segregation back? Like, they would roll back. I don't know where they would
Dude, they're
stop
doing it.
rolling back.
They're
Right, they're
already
doing it.
It's already happening. My kid
Yeah.
just graduated from a college a school that's a public school that's in a school district that's 24% black, but the school population was 3% black. So,
Right.
right. I mean, I would imagine our schools, our public schools, are as segregated now as they've ever been. I mean, you honestly, that school that my kids went to, they didn't have a black teacher. I think my son had a black teacher his entire, from elementary school to graduation. He had one black school teacher.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. My daughter, I don't think she ever had one. She had a very dark Italian teacher once, but that doesn't count. But so
Wow.
I'm just saying. So, but I grew up. All my teachers were black until I got in junior high school, and then there was like in the 4th grade, I had a white teacher. She was like this young woman who had just gotten like her certificate, and she wanted to like do a she was radical. I mean, she was the only black teacher or white teacher at the school. And all of us, there's no black or no white students. So, yeah, I mean, that you're right, Lawrence. They're taking us back to that, but I think we're closer to it than we know
Yeah.
or realize.
Yeah.
Wow. The chat there's too many even comments to put in here, but Marlon, will you come back on and can we have an episode
I
about
absolutely
this?
will. Yeah, this is fun.
Like
Yeah.
what's rolling back and how recent the history is, and
Yeah, I wrote
maybe how
one of the
Northrop-
first things I wrote about was this.
Okay.
This phenomenon of just resegregation of public schools. I wasn't as good of a writer as I think I am now, but
We all get better as we do it, right?
yeah, it's like working out. You're right. You got to exercise that writing muscle.
Okay. Yeah. We need to talk about this more. I know we are way over time. We so appreciate like every minute you've been here. This has just been like,
Hey, thanks so much.
my
I'm glad
brain
you
is
reached out.
exploding.
I really enjoyed doing this.
Me too. I am totally
too.
reaching out again, and we're getting you on the schedule.
I'm pumped,
This is
man.
really
I'm getting ready to go out and walk a couple of miles and enjoy the weather and
All right.
Oh, that sounds nice. I'm getting
Get some
ready to go
nature.
race to my day job and be like, I'm late, but seriously, there was a really good reason. I just can't tell
If you
what
need
it
if you need a note, just let me know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, perfect.
If you need a doctor's note.
is. A podcaster's note.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Marlon. This is awesome. Thank you
Hey, thank you.
we're at almost
I appreciate
200 in
it.
the chat. You guys, thank you so much for all of your contributions. I know we didn't get to read them all because there's so many amazing comments in here. We love you all. Mean it. And enjoy your weekends.
Thank you, Marlon.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Love you. Mean it, everybody. Bye. Mwah.